Hi, and welcome to Anne's Family Recipe. Today I'm going to share with you everything that I got for Christmas that's related to food and the kitchen. I love watching what I got for Christmas videos on YouTube, so I thought it would just be fun to share some things that I got this year. Now, the first thing was from my husband, and he must have been watching my Christmas gift guide very closely because I mentioned how much I love my Kuhn Rikon paring knife. And he got me a set that includes a serrated paring knife, and a utility knife and a chef's knife, which I'm so excited to have because these never need to be sharpened, plus it's just fun to have colorful knives in my kitchen. Speaking of colorful gifts, another thing that my husband bought me is this strainer. It's so cool. I've never seen one of these before. It's made out of silicone, so it's really flexible. And then it has these two clips on the side. So what you do is you clip it to the side of your pot, and then when you strain it into the sink, everything is kind of held back by this little makeshift strainer here. So it's gonna save me from washing my big colander when I'm making pasta or all other kinds of food for my family. I grabbed a pot out of my cupboard and I just wanted to show you, I haven't used it yet, but it's so easy, it just clips onto the side. So when I drain the water out, if I'm like cooking vegetables or potatoes or pasta, I think it's gonna work really well. The other gift that my husband bought me kind of made me laugh because it's a little bit old-fashioned, but it's gonna be so much fun to play around with. This is a butter churner. So it's like this oversized mason jar, and it has a hand crank. So inside I'll put heavy whipping cream, and I can season it in a whole bunch of different ways too, which is gonna be fun to experiment with. But you just crank the wheel here, and it's gonna churn my own butter. My husband's reasoning behind getting me this butter churner is because we go through so much butter in this household, probably at an unhealthy level, but it's just so good. So he thought it'd be fun for me to make my own in bulk. This next gift is from my mom, and I love it so much because it has a little bit of a special place in my heart. It says nice buns. It's a pie plate, and on the side it says cinnamon is how I roll, which is so cute. And the reason why this means so much to me is because a few years ago I ran a bakery business out of my home, and I made homemade cinnamon rolls, and then I sold them at a local farmer's market, and my business was called Nice Buns Home Bakery. So I just love this so much. It was perfect. In my husband's family, there's a lot of siblings and spouses, so we each just pulled one name out of a hat this year for a Christmas gift exchange. My sister-in-law Linda got me this really beautiful etched cutting board, and it says Anne's Family Recipe. I love it, and it has these cute little leaves here. It says Pittsburgh, where I'm from. This is really going to motivate me in the new year to keep moving forward with my channel. So of course all the stockings were filled with tons of candy, so I'm not going to share all of that with you, but these are super fun. I bought them for myself. They're from Trader Joe's, and they are champagne gummy bears. Well, what are they? Champagne bottle gummies. Okay, so they're Brut and Rosé flavored. They're just this subtle champagne flavor. There's actually, champagne isn't one of the ingredients here, and then it's like a slightly fruity flavor, but they're just so fun. And this is something I've always wanted to try from Sugarfina. They're like gourmet gummy candies, and I almost bought them for myself this year for my birthday, but it was like, I don't know, $8, which isn't that expensive, but for a little box of gummies, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna try it. And then I heard that Trader Joe's sell these for about $2, and I got my hands on the champagne gummies, and they're a really fun treat to have. This next gift I actually bought for my kids, but they love bubble tea. So I went onto Amazon and I bought them the tapioca bubbles and then the super wide smoothie straws. So I love bubble tea too. I can't wait to boil these up, and I think you have to sweeten them too. You can add sugar or honey and then add them into our homemade bubble tea. My daughter Emma loves mint chocolate anything, which is so funny because my husband and I really don't like those flavors together that much. It's not our preferred dessert flavor combination. But I found these peppermint bark Oreo cookies, so I wrapped them up and put them under the tree for her, and she is loving them. And I thought I would mention them in the video because if you like Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies, you're gonna love these. They taste exactly the same. They're so good, but they've got a little bit of extra crunch inside that cream. It's just a fun little treat, and I thought you'd like to hear about them. Another gift that we're really enjoying already is actually what I bought for my husband, but it was one of those gifts that is for both of us to enjoy. My husband is a meat eater for sure. He's not full at the dinner table unless meat is involved. So I thought getting him a precision cooker, which is how you do the sous vide method of cooking, would be so much fun. So what this is, let me grab it over here for you. It's this long stick that you plug in, and then you can submerge it into like a big pot or just a big vat of water. And the device actually brings the water up to whatever desired temperature you want, and then it maintains that temperature. So the cooking is really even at like a low and slow temperature. And we tried pork chops last night. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted photos of me cooking them in Ziploc bags hanging over the edge of the pot. You kind of vacuum seal the meat or whatever you're gonna cook into a Ziploc bag, and then the water comes up to temperature, you submerge it, and then it cooked. We made pork chops that cooked for about 45 minutes to an hour or so, and then I quickly pan-seared them on both sides, and they were seriously the best pork chops I've ever had. My husband is nodding behind the camera. Yes, they were incredible. They were so juicy. Pork chops are so hard to cook well, where they're not like kind of dry and flavorless. And I added some seasoning, salt and pepper and garlic and rosemary into the bag with some olive oil, seared them off in some butter, and they were awesome. So we are so excited to keep experimenting with this. You can use this for veggies, for eggs, and for any kind of meat or fish. So you'll definitely be seeing some more videos about my precision cooker, my sous vide, in the future. The last thing I wanted to talk about wasn't technically a Christmas gift, but we did buy this within the last month or two, I think, and I have been absolutely loving my new stove. It is so beautiful, and I don't know what kind of stove you have. It might not look like this, or it might have way more bells and whistles than this, but to me, this is incredible. So it's just a GE stove that we got at Lowe's, and I've never had a nice stove. I've never had a stove where all 4 burners work. I've never had an oven that has more than 1 rack inside. The light has never worked. My last oven, it took an hour and a half to preheat to 400 degrees. And my husband and I looked at each other and we thought, we might need to invest in a new stove. So luckily we've been saving throughout the year so we could enjoy this new oven that I baked up a storm for Christmas in. And it heats everything so evenly. It's just incredible what a difference it makes. And it has the giant burner over here, so water comes up to a boil in a second. It's got my little griddle in the middle here. So I made pancakes for my whole family out this morning. And I always wondered how, not even just chefs, but just like home cooks make kind of diner style looking pancakes. And this is the trick. You need this like cast iron griddle. And I know they make countertop ones too, so you don't have to have it attached to your stove. But it has just been such a pleasure and a joy to use my new oven. So I just had to share that with you. So I just started my YouTube channel in July of this year, actually on my birthday, July 26th. And I have been absolutely loving creating videos and sharing them with all of you and getting your feedback and having conversations about food and beyond. It's been so much fun starting to build this community here on Anne's Family Recipe. So my big Christmas gift this year was a new camera and a little bit of lighting and hopefully a better microphone. So I'm gonna have so much fun experimenting with that in the new year. I'm hoping you're already noticing a little bit of a quality difference. But I really appreciate you being here, and I look forward to making so many more recipe videos for you in 2019. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon with another family recipe.